just saw a video that said people with street smarts have a completely different set of skills than you. They are so adept at reading people. They know exactly how to get what they want out of someone and knows exactly who can give it to them, who is weak, who is mentally or emotionally broken, who they can essentially exploit. They are literally sharks. And the reason that I'm talking about this is because my mom taught me this exact same lesson. This might be a whole series on the things that my mom has taught me, but she taught me this exact same lesson at a very young age, and she continued to beat it into my head because she grew up not in the hood, but hood adjacent, and she was married to a dude from the hood. So she knew how these people were sharks. Like, she grew up around hood dudes who were trying to finesse her, trying to ask her for money, grown men asking her for money. She grew up around these people who were exploiters and sharks, frankly. These people, and when I talk about my stages of consciousness, these people are in the stage of unconsciousness. They are completely in survival. And you won't understand, especially if you've grown in love, if you've grown in, let's say, even self-consciousness, the stage above unconsciousness. If you've grown up not in survival, having to literally like people or sell your neighbor's mother drugs, like if you haven't grown up in that type of dog eat dog, crabs in a barrel way, you won't even be able to fathom how their brain works, because you're like, wait, I'm a normal human being. Like, I'm not a shark, I'm not a wolf. Like, there's no way that you could fathom how somebody like that would do that to a fellow human being. But that's the state that survival puts you in. You're almost in an animalistic state where you're not thinking that far. You may be in the self-conscious state where you are thinking about your thoughts. You are projecting out certain scenarios and thinking 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps ahead. You're thinking, what would this action result in? People wonder, why do YNs go in a whole place or rob somebody or go in somebody else? Like, you're wondering, why would they even do that? You won't even be able to fathom that unless you're literally in a war zone. Like, unless you're literally in a place where you're like, I have to make it out of this alive. And people don't understand what poverty or survival, like, people don't understand what that does to somebody's brain. And honestly, you may very well understand it. Like, we've studied the hood, we've studied these people, we've studied the sharks. So sometimes you might understand it. But the thing is to get out, like, get yourself out of that. And I think that was what my mother always tried to teach me. Like, get out of that. Don't sit there and try to understand it. Like they said in the comments too, like, just because you understand it or you have empathy for it doesn't mean become their prey. It doesn't mean feed yourself to the wolves. And I realized that I was constantly attracting these type of people, and they always felt familiar to me. And I'm like, I don't know about for y'all, but for me, familiar does not mean good. Like, it means they remind me of my family, like probably my hood side that I'm real comfortable with. And so I'm like, no, I need to stay away from those people. So for the girlies who are like me, who are like my mother, who can see those type of people, who can peep those type of people, and are now conscious enough and smart enough to get themselves out of those situations where they're around people who are literally crabs in a barrel trying to drown you and tear you down and put you at the bottom of the bucket in order to lift themselves up. Like, those are very low consciousness things. Like, that's an unconscious and self-conscious thing. When you're competing, when you're battling, people in the higher levels, people who are conscious and super conscious, are collaborating. At the top, they're collaborating. So, and they're also not being hyper vigilant, searching for abusers, searching for sharks, searching for wolves, searching for, like, what got you here won't get you there. And I think that is a big disconnect from people who are trying to get to those higher levels of consciousness. Like, we're always hyper vigilant. Like, who's gonna hurt us this time? Who's the next shark? Who's the next wolf? Like, I'm so naive. I don't know what to do. Like, I'm just their prey. No, baby. Like, get away from those people, and you can actually be able to, like, gain consciousness and be like, okay, I don't have to be around those people anymore. Like, I'm actually safe. I'm making money. I don't have to go back to those people. Like, y'all, when I left home at 17, I was still trying to set boundaries and, like, get away from those type of people. Like, I was all the way in Italy. I'm all the way in Italy. I'm making good money now. I am learning how to invest. I'm learning about finances. I had to set so many boundaries. No, don't ask me for money. I'm not rich. Y'all are making more money than me, actually. You're just not able to hold that abundance because you're in survival. But don't come to me because I'm learning the fundamentals and essentially the masculine side of money. A lot of people have the feminine side of money. They can call a bunch of money in. I know so many hood people who have made 50,000, hundreds of thousands, hood rich, right? They cannot hold that money. I'm making a little bit of money and I'm learning how to hold that money so I can keep increasing my capacity and increasing my capacity to receive and hold that money and be able to just like grow my wealth, right? A lot of hood people have hood riches, right? They're rich. They don't have the capacity to hold wealth and grow that because they're in survival. They're in hustle and bustle. They move from pillar to post. And even just seeing those people, like my family was in hustle and survival for a long time. Seeing them switch to like collaboration, seeing them switch to like being able to actually hold wealth and not just finesse and finagle and hustle and just get to the next month and get to the next day and get to the next week. Like, it's honestly a very interesting shift to see. Like, I love consciousness, so I'm always trying to like peep things like this and understand how people think. But being able to see them shift from like unworthiness to like worthiness, and being able to see them shift from like survival into like finally being able to thrive is such an interesting thing. But that's what I want for all my girls, like especially people who didn't even grow up in unconsciousness but grew up in self-consciousness, like my mother, the type of people who maybe corporate America is your hustle, maybe you're not in the hood, maybe you didn't have to, you know, do something crazy, do something strange for a piece of change. Like, you're the type of person who is very self-conscious and self-aware, but what got you to that stage, like maybe everyone else was in survival and you were afforded the opportunity to not be, but you're in survival mode, right? You can get to that next stage by not searching for problems. Like, search for solutions, learn how to collaborate. Everyone's not your enemy, everyone's not out to get you. And I think that's a big shift, and almost the hardest shift to make is going from self-consciousness to consciousness, because what got you there won't get you here. It's like, it might be an easy shift to go from, okay, I'm not in survival, to like, okay, now I'm out of the hood. I'm away from these hood people. I'm away from the street people. I'm away from and now I get to kind of be stable. But even then, a lot of people struggle with holding relationships. Sometimes they start binging on food. Now you're overweight. Sometimes you get into numbness and addiction, and now you're video gaming all day. And now you're, you know, people deal with corn addiction. They deal with sex addictions. They deal with a lot of crazy stuff when you get to that self-conscious stage, because you're like, oh my God, I'm so hyper vigilant. Like, you know, you just like cannot hold the abundance that you now have, because it's like, I'm not in survival anymore. So you get to like hypervigilance, and you get to like super like overly self-conscious, right? Getting to consciousness, you have to release all that. You have to let go of blame. Oh my God, they did this to me. They hurt me. This person took advantage of me. You got to get out of shame. Oh my God, what is it about me? There's something wrong with me. Oh my God, like that blame shame cycle is strong. Or some people go, oh God, why me? Lord, why'd you do this to me? Like, you have to get out of that blame shame cycle and get into, you have to switch. A flip has to switch, or a switch has to flip, and you have to get out of that stage and get into like, what's the solution? Like, you have to get out of problem consciousness and become solution oriented, be in solution consciousness. Like, what do I want to create in my life? Although I might have had to be hyper vigilant about these type of people before, what can I create in my life that I desire now? Like, do I desire amazing married friends, even though I've never seen that ever? Like, especially in my community, like, people do not get married. So I'm like, me wanting married friends is crazy. Like, a lot of the married people who I'm meeting are like, they're African, or, you know, like, it's just something different. But in order to grow, in order to change, you have to be in uncomfortable situations. You have to be around different cultures. You have to be around people who are doing things differently. In order for me to be around wealthy people, I might have to be around different races, genders, cultures. Like, I just have to be around different things. And you have to flip that switch and go, okay, what got me here is not going to get me there. Me being hypervigilant got me here. The next thing is for me to think, what do I desire? What can I create in my life? Who can I collaborate with? Who can, like, how do I become the person who, I might say I want a married friend, but what am I doing internally? Maybe I need to work on my ability to hold love and receive love and have healthy relationships and be open to attract people who are like that. Like, you have to be vibrating on the same frequency as that person. If you want a married friend, you think you're gonna come to them going, I hate men and men is terrible and all men cheat and they're so toxic and all these dudes. This married friend gonna go, ooh girl, I don't wanna be around you. You are negative. You are negative and you are a liability. And people like that will try to take your man too. Cause they're like, oh yeah, all men cheat. So I know her married man gonna cheat. Girl, you better stay away from my husband. Like, you know, so you have to really be cognizant of who you are, your mentalities, your beliefs, your limiting beliefs that you bring into situations, because you could be so worried about the people below you. You're not even thinking, how can I I attract people who are above me? How can I get to that level and be the type of person who I want to attract in this world? So I feel like that is the biggest shift that got me from being hyper vigilant, searching for, my mom was always searching for street people and you need to stay away from them and da-da-da. And I'm like, me, I didn't even have those problems. Like, I didn't even have people who were trying to always take advantage of me. Maybe some of my hood family members, but I wasn't really around them that much. So I'm like, that might have, I was hyper vigilant then because of her hyper vigilance. But now I'm like, I get to have it. Like, I've always had like amazing boyfriends. Like, I've even hurt them just from being like, people will pass their beliefs on to you. Like, men aren't, all men cheat and they're not good. Like, I've had amazing people treat me amazing, and I've even pushed those people away with my beliefs and my negative adopted beliefs from other people. So, yeah, it's like some things you have to realize, and I see this a lot with people. It don't even be their experience. Like, I was just talking to somebody, sidebar, but they were like, oh yeah, married women are the easiest people to date. I was like, why would you even think that? And this man was in his 30s. He was telling me how he wanted to be married. So I'm like, you're going after women in relationships, but saying that you want to be in a relationship, like, you're not even going to trust your partner because you're like, oh, married women are the easiest people to snatch. You're not going to trust your wife. Like, what? And I bet you because you believe that. And then he went, I don't believe that, but you just said it. People are funny. But you are going to get a wife, and the person that you attract is going to be a cheater because you're a cheater. You're a Jezebel spirit. You're someone who's trying to snatch somebody's woman. So it's just like, it's crazy what people believe, but watch out the beliefs that you adopt. Watch out the content you consume about, oh, there's all these sharks around here and men ain't ish and you can't trust women. And I had story time. This woman stole my man. Story time. This woman is a liar and she ain't got no money and da 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 da. I don't look at story times like that. Sometimes I do for entertainment, but most times I don't watch that because I'm like, that's not my reality. Ew, you stay over there. And also, if this is your friend, I wonder what type of person you are. You just gotta you gotta peep. You gotta peep. But anyways, use this self-consciousness for good. Use this self-consciousness to think about how you think and switch up your beliefs and release those limiting beliefs and that conditioning that has made you hypervigilant, that has made you super self-conscious, that has made you fearful and anxious around everything and everyone and around money and around relationships and around your health, and really become aware of your awareness, become even more self-aware and decide, what reality do I want to create now? Even though this is my past, what would I like to see in my future? I know that this is what I grew up in, but what are my kids going to grow up in? So I hope this helps. I hope you didn't just take away from what that thing said and become super hyper vigilant. I hope you can take this and go, okay, I can do something different now. Like, I can have a different reality now. I can create abundance in my life. I can create the relationships that I want to see, as opposed to being hyper vigilant about the ones that I came from. So I hope this helps.